First, the Pelicans land the number 1 pick, and then the Lakers trade away the number 4 pick in the Anthony Davis deal. The NBA draft has been turned upside down by the Lakers' move. With the number 4 pick moving to New Orleans, a new mock draft is in order. The first 3 picks are most likely staying the same, but everything outside the top 3 is pretty much now completely up for grabs. With the number 1 overall pick, the New Orleans Pelicans select Zion Williamson. I'll keep it short. Zion's the consensus number 1 pick. His inhuman athleticism, along with his box office talent, size, and power, place him head and shoulders above everyone else in this draft. With the number 2 overall pick, the Memphis Grizzlies select Ja Morant. Yet again, Ja Morant is the lock to be the number 2 pick. With the new move of the Grizzlies trading away Mike Conley, Ja Morant will be the new franchise point guard of the Grizzlies. Morant has a big motor, big-time athleticism, and great shooting to boot, and could be a very good value pick for the Grizzlies at number 2. With the number 3 overall pick, the New York Knicks select R.J. Barrett. Barrett's going to pair up well with Kevin Knox and Dennis Smith Jr. to form a very potent young big 3 in New York. Barrett's an all-around great player. He can shoot, defend, and finish inside the lane. With talent and personality to handle New York, expect Barrett to be a viable Rookie of the Year candidate. Now here's where things get interesting. With the number 4 pick, the Atlanta Hawks send their number 8 and 17 pick to trade the number 4 pick to Atlanta. And with that pick, the Atlanta Hawks select DeAndre Hunter. Atlanta has 3 picks in the top 17 this year and are looking to make a big move into the top 5. With the ability to still select their number target at the number 10 pick, Atlanta will move up, sending the Pelicans even more assets to select DeAndre Hunter, an all-around defensive stud with a polished inside game and the potential to become one of the more well-rounded players in this year's draft. People mostly remember Hunter for being blocked by Zion in their game versus Duke, but expect Hunter to be an immediate impact when he becomes the starting small forward for Atlanta. With the 5th pick, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Darius Garland. Garland, who could have been the Lakers pick originally at number 4, now moves down a spot to Cleveland since the Pelicans already have a point guard in Lonzo Ball and the Hawks already have a point guard in Trae Young. Garland would team up with the young bull Colin Sexton to create a dual threat backcourt in Cleveland. Sexton being the athletic slashing guard and Garland being the facilitator and spot-up shooter. Garland did have a severe injury that limited his time at Vanderbilt, but after a season of rehab, could be a fantastic point guard for the Cleveland Cavaliers. With the 6th overall pick, the Phoenix Suns select Kobe White. Kobe White also slides down a pick due to the trade at number 4, and Phoenix finally solves their horrific issues at point guard. White's a pure scorer and extremely versatile in the fast break, and would fit perfectly into the Suns' run-and-gun system. He showed at North Carolina that he can push the pace with some of the best guards in the country, so putting him alongside Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton will open up a lot of opportunities for the Suns. With the number 7 overall pick, the Chicago Bulls select Cam Reddish. The Bulls are going to be looking for a small forward in this draft. They have Chris Dunn and Zach LaVine in the backcourt, Lauri Markkanen and Wendell Carter in the frontcourt, and need a sharp-shooting, lanky, athletic forward to fill in the last starting spot. Reddish still has one of the highest ceilings in this draft in my opinion, so the Bulls would be foolish to pass on him with the number 7 pick. With the 8th overall pick, the New Orleans Pelicans select Jarrett Culver. Culver has definitely taken a slide in my mock draft, but the fit for the Pelicans versus the Bulls at number 7 makes a lot more sense to me. Culver would fill in a fantastic new small ball lineup for the Pelicans. Lonzo at point guard, Drew Holiday at shooting guard, Culver, Ingram, and Zion filling out the rest. And even if Culver were to come off the bench, he and Josh Hart would form a very potent bench squad for the Pelicans. With the number 9 pick in the draft, the Washington Wizards select Sekou Doumbouya. An international prospect out of France, Sekou is one of the players that's more of an athlete than a basketball player. He isn't exactly the most skilled, but his body and athleticism is why he's being taken in the top 10. He is a very quick first step and uses his athleticism to make a big impact in the paint. It'll take a year or two to really develop his game, but the Wizards should be willing to wait a couple years before they try and rebuild this embarrassing roster. And with the 10th pick in the draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Jackson Hayes. Hayes is a defensive monster, a shot blocker and athlete, almost in the mold of a Tyson Chandler. He's a big body at 6'11" with a 7'4" wingspan and could fill in that defensive hole that the Hawks have in the middle. So those are my top 10 picks in my new mock draft for the draft tomorrow night. I wouldn't be surprised if the Pelicans move that number 4 pick, like I said, for the Hawks, though it may be for the 8th and 10th pick and not the 8th and 17th pick after the Knicks rejected that offer for the number 3 pick. But no matter what, we know the top 3, and picks 4 through 10 are going to be really interesting and really up for grabs. Guys, be sure to let me know what your mock draft is outside the top 3. Give me your 4 through 10 picks, and let me see how they line up against mine. And let's see how they line up after the draft on Thursday. I'll be coming out with a video reviewing my picks and seeing how accurate I was in my multiple mock drafts. But thank you guys for watching. Be sure to be staying tuned for all the NBA news and my NBA draft results video. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you after the draft.